Finally, the new collection event is here, and it is so freaking fun. Gun Run LTM is a blast, and honestly, in the background, I'm using a controller right here because my mouse died, so cut me a break if my shot sucks, but I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it's worth watching. But today, ladies and gentlemen, folks of the world, we're talking about some changes that Respawn did not tell us they were changing. A couple things, actually, one of which fans love, and I actually think it's amazing. The other one they did not tell us, and people are upset with, and I actually think it should have been noted. So smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hey, we're giving away an heirloom this entire week. You got a chance to enter in. All you got to do is leave a comment down below at the end of the week. We'll be picking that winner and announcing it here on YouTube and Twitter. And also, we're giving away another heirloom over on my third channel. Stay tuned to the end if you guys want to know how to win that. So firstly, let's talk about the good. Now, this is actually nothing more than, I guess, like a cosmetic aesthetic issue. So I guess I understand why they didn't put this one in the patch notes or explain that they were going to be changing this. But many fans seem to really be happy about this very small change that Respawn made in this latest update, where the healing items have some new animations. Everyone that I've seen has basically been saying that they think the new animation is sick. Some people are saying that they don't like it, but there's really no reason to not like it. It doesn't change the timing of anything. It's not really hindering you from doing anything else, at least as far as I'm aware. But most people say that this looks a whole lot better than the previous animations, and it just looks smoother. And it's small details like this that I think go a long way. Also, some other good things that they didn't tell us about, but they actually brought back 1v1s in the firing range. Many people were testing this out, and finally you can 1v1 your friends in the firing range. Whenever you kill someone, they just go down, and if you actually eliminate them, they respawn with all of the loot they had rather than starting back up at the top, which is good because you don't need a new item to do this. Basically, you can just go willy-nilly and just act like you have a gold knockdown shield. Also, the throwing knife is not just in the Gun Run LTM. Apparently, it's in the firing range as well, which I thought was pretty cool. But on the flip side of things, there was something that Respawn actually removed, changed, and did not tell us in the patch notes, nor have they even spoke about anything currently today. But I noticed that a couple of people were upset that it was getting removed, but I think the majority of people that were upset were mostly upset because they didn't tell us that they were removing it, nor explaining why. So I did some testing in the firing range. I know I was definitely able to do this before, and that is the fact I can no longer do the double zip line spam. If you guys remember, this is exactly what it used to look like. You could literally go so far so fast and you were untouchable. Nobody could land a single shot on you because it was an insanely hard thing to touch. You can no longer spam these zip lines so that you get this insane amount of speed and also weird movement. This is one of many people saying that they were a little frustrated about this being removed. Jail Horse saying, ain't no way Respawn's taking out all the fun stuff in Apex that makes it enjoyable. Shadow removing double zip without putting in the patch notes. He goes on to say, you know, you're gonna have a dead game soon. I don't believe all of that. Apex is doing just fine, but the argument is always there whether or not Apex is removing all the fun stuff. Now, I did a little testing too on the zip dash mechanic. If you guys have ever seen this, it's absolutely insane. I think this does need to be removed because this is not something that should be in the game. However, I don't really know if they removed it or not. I'm not good enough in the game to be able to do it myself, so I can't tell you. The few times I did try it, I couldn't get it to work, but that's probably just because I suck. Obviously, one of the kings of movement, Taxi 2G, was not happy about the removal himself. Void Walker, thank you for tagging me in this, by the way, where Taxi 2G was saying, nice shadow removing double ziplining without putting it in the patch notes. XD, keep removing the fun from the game until it has nothing left. Woo! So, I mean, you know, the story never ends. You're never going to have people 100% happy. You could argue whether or not this should even be in the game. My problem with the side-to-side zipline thing is, honestly, it took like no skill to do whatsoever. Like, it was so easy, and it was like an insane mechanic that you could not touch whatsoever. You know, some of the other things in the game require a little bit more talent, a little bit more skill, you know, practice with the timing, but this was just spamming interact, and it was just so easy to do. But regardless, like I said, I think the majority of the people are mostly just upset that they removed it without saying anything nor explaining anything. But for the guy that was saying, you know, you're gonna have a dead game soon, just absolutely absurd to say something like that. Apex Legends current peak players right now that we're seeing to date was 494,134. The current players as the time of making this video was 452,776, which is not very far off from the peak that we had just in August of the all-time high Apex Legends current players, 510,000 on Steam. And also don't forget that if you exclude Switch, PC's the least played platform behind Xbox and PlayStation. So I mean, they're doing just fine, especially with the new event out. I know a lot of people seem to be having a lot of fun, regardless of there being SBMM issues with the Gun Run LTM. For the most part, people are having a good time. But there was more that Apex added that we were not expecting, that was not in the patch notes, and that is the fact that we are getting this brand new store. Let's go. It's a monthly store, so we have a little bit more of a store rotation to talk about now. Honestly, I'm probably going to start making videos regarding the store rotation because you guys seem to be very interested about those. But I'm actually glad that we have something a little bit more than, you know, like daily updates, weekly, whatever. But now we have something that we can look forward to that's monthly. Only sad part about this is a lot of the skins here suck, and a lot of them I would probably never buy, but there are probably a few little golden nuggets that may be worth buying sometimes. Word on the street is that we're going to be getting this really sick flatline skin that has some pretty cool iron sights on this monthly store as well. And we also know that a recolor of the heatsink flatline skin is coming back. This was coming from Garrett League saying it's real, not joking. It's actually a red recolor. It looks pretty sick, and I'm actually glad about getting this. Now, you guys know how I feel about the whole iron sight situation. Regardless, it's not that big of a deal. Like, do I think they were wrong about it? Sure. But am I really that upset? It is what it is. You know, you move on. I would have liked for them to make the other ones better instead of making the, you know, good ones worse. And a lot of people have been saying, well, you know, oh, you know, they can't do that. They got hundreds of flatline skins or whatever, not hundreds, but like a lot of flatline skins. It's just going to take too much time. And yes, obviously there are more flatline skins they would have to change, but a lot of people are under the impression that like they would have to go back and change every single one of them. And I want to explain how the flatline skins work. So a lot of you would assume, okay, let's say there's 40 flatline skins, therefore they would have to go change 40 iron sights. That's actually not how it would work. Would it still be a lot of time? I'm sure it would. And would it still be a lot of work? I'm sure it would. And would they still have to change a little bit of something about all 40 of them? Probably. But they're not necessarily having to go change each and every single 40 individual skins. The reason being is because I do a lot of this like in the files where I pull out the model and I can make it in a thumbnail or something, put it in a 3D world, put it in Blender or whatever, put the lighting source on it. And actually the way the flatline skins work, and this is not just a flatline, it's actually all the weapons, and some even legends do this, where basically there's like a base model that they have, and then there's going to be epic skins and rare skins. Those actually use the base model, so they're not a brand new skin, they're just a different recolor of the base model skin, if that makes sense. So the way that it looks in the files is most legendary skins have their own little skin, their own little model, but most of the purples, I'm pretty sure all of the blues and all of the whites use the base model flatline skin. Therefore, you wouldn't have to go change 40 different iron sights. You would only be working with maybe like 8 or 9 different flatline models that there are. Although you might have to make some type of individual change to each texture for those blue and white skins, maybe even some of the purple, but it's not as strenuous as some of you have been saying, like, oh, they're not going to be able to change 40 different iron sights. That's not how it works. At least that's not how I think it works from what I can see whenever I used to do like thumbnails and stuff. The same thing is true with a lot of the legendary skins that release on a new legend. A lot of times you'll see 4 different legendary skins and you assume in the game files there's 4 different legendaries, but there's actually not. A lot of times it's only 2 different legendaries and there's like a different recolor of each legendary, which makes it out to 4. Regardless, I'm just happy that there's more things going on, like events and store items and store sales. Like, it's just really good to see some more things happening in the world of Apex right now. And also, Respawn made a big decision to do this last night. They actually announced that they were doing a Reddit AMA, which they just tweeted out 15 minutes ago saying that it's going on right now, talking about the weapons and the legends, where they're answering questions from the community. Dude, we have been missing out on that for so long. They've not really been a part of the community for quite some time since a lot of these OG developers have left. And so it's really good to see that they're actually making that connection, building that bridge back with the new developers that are there now, so that maybe we can have a little bit of restoration with the community and the developers, especially since a lot of people don't even know the new people. And also, while I'm here, I'm seeing that there's a big issue with PS5 players of people crashing from the gun run LTM. So it says they're actually working on a fix. So, you know, stay tuned. Don't forget, if you comment down below within the next week, all of those comments will be entered in for a Loba Heirloom giveaway. And we're giving away another Loba Heirloom giveaway over on my 3rd channel. All you got to do is click this video right here. It'll take you to a very rare Loba animation while doing the punches. Leave a comment on that video, and all the comments on the channel as well for the next week will be entered in for another chance. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. It's Viber Only Positivity, and until the next time, I'll see you later, Gators.